The reality is that the schools can't solve the problem alone. The other reality is parents and schools even can't solve the problem alone. The truth is that parents, schools, and the community are really the equation for success in solving this problem once and for all. And you know, from my perspective, you hear a lot about school reform. You can turn on the TV, you can read the newspaper, you can hear all about it. It's all about longer school days, it's all about teacher quality, it's all about determining test standards. And I think all of that is right, and I think all of that is essential, I think all of that is important. But what you don't hear about when you hear about school reform and solving this problem is what we call the non-school hours or out-of-school time. And that's the time that Boys and Girls Club occupy in the lives of millions of children. And I would say there are other organizations, youth-serving organizations, that play that vital role as well. But our children actually, when you think about the 24-hour day, spend more time awake out of school than they do in school. So the question is, how can we most effectively put our time to work for children in the non-school hours, in the out-of-school time? You know, when you think about out-of-school time, only 15% of the kids in this country, or 8.4 million, are involved in out-of-school programs. We need more out-of-school programs for kids, more out-of-school programs that are doing the nagging, the nurturing, the homework help, the tutoring, and the conversations with kids, not about who they are or where they are, but what they can be. And that's why the Boys and Girls Club movement launched a major growth initiative about a decade ago. And I'm proud to say that in 1996, we had 1,800 clubs. Today, we have 4,000 clubs. We have 51,000 full and part-time professionals, 286,000 volunteers. All of us, our facilities, our people, our programs are dedicated to young people and particularly to solving this high school dropout problem. Boys and Girls Clubs are a force for good, and as we focus and deepen our impact and really zoom in on this problem, we're going to be a force for even better. And I will tell you, there are millions of kids that walk through our club doors every day, and our commitment is that every child who walks through our doors every day, that each one of them progresses successfully from one grade to the next, graduates from high school with the knowledge, the skill, the attitude to succeed in life. And so we've launched two initiatives. One is Every Member Every Year, which every day our young people have access to homework help, have access to tutoring, have access to technology, and have access to caring adults who actually encourage them to stretch, do more, and believe that they can achieve what they never thought possible. Every member every year. We also have another program that is being evaluated and implemented now. It's called Be Great, Graduate. And this is a program where we work in close collaboration with the schools, and we identify the young people who have those signs that Bob talked about. Their attendance is dwindling, they have behavior problems in school, and they're starting to fail English or math. And so we can identify young people at critical times in middle school and before that are more likely to drop out of school. And we want to make sure that those kids in our clubs are identified, and that we work with schools to identify even more. And we do everything Bob said we need to do. We nurture, we encourage, we support, we provide assistance to the young people dropping out of school. And Bob, if that statistic, if I remember right, is 20% chance of graduating, if we do our jobs, we can change that statistic. We, the Boys and Girls Club movement, and all of the organizations that are part of America's Promise and the National Assembly, youth-serving organizations, I know they're dedicated to this issue too. Imagine what we can do if we take our power to scale. Imagine what we can do. And so, let me just say that as we launch this journey, and we're already launched, as we move it, we're also very much considering you know, the idea that we just don't want to create smart kids. We want to create smart kids who are good and gracious human beings. And so we've simultaneously launched a service and civic engagement initiative. And we also know, by the way, that service, young people who are involved in service are more likely to succeed in school. And so we're engaging young people in service and community service, and every one of the 5 Youth of the Year here today has been very much involved in giving back. In fact, at dinner last night with Denzel, that was the topic, about giving back to their families, to their communities, to their country. And so we're also concerned simultaneously with healthy kids, because kids who aren't healthy can't learn. And so we're fighting the obesity problem, and we have great supporters that are helping us do that through a program called Triple Play that's sponsored by Coca-Cola, and through our relationship with Major League Baseball. We just launched a major program called Wanna Play, where we're getting young people engaged in baseball at an early age and really, really active. So for us, we're committed. And you know what? We want to get every one of our kids through high school, but we're not going to stop there. And we're looking also at the development, particularly with Taco Bell, we're working very closely with preparing young people for college. Our job is not just to have young people aspire higher, but to be there to support them and to help them make decisions and to help them get into college. And so our aspiration, high school graduation is the entry point, but college entry and college graduation is really what our society needs. So I want to thank you for taking the time to be here. I also want to point out that we have a white paper that Denzel Washington will deliver to the President of the United States today that says, we care, we're going to be a big part of this program, count on us to help make sure that every child in America one day graduates from high school. Thank you very much.